Hey all my E-peeps, Tracy the E-Lightened artist here. Tonight I thought I'd share with y'all my first impressions of the new Wallke H6 step-through. Spoiler alert, I kinda dig it. Now I've logged quite a few miles on these bikes, but I am no expert. I'm just a geek with a passion for sharing my experiences with these toys with you guys and making an ass of myself on camera. Not only am I a geek, I'm a freak. Watch till the end and I will chew on this light bulb, show y'all what being E-Lightened is all about. Okay, as shown, here's my take on this bike after riding for about 50 miles. First, quick arbitrary disclaimer. This bike was a pre-production prototype display model that Wallke sent me to review and share with you guys and beat to hell. So it's not nearly as polished as what you guys are gonna get if you order one. In all honesty, this probably isn't a bike I would have bought for myself. I mean, how's a step-through gonna compete with those beefy beasts? So I was a tough sell on this one. But as soon as I cracked open the box and got a look at it, I knew there was a little more to this machine than just a more accessible frame design. Speaking of frame design, let's do a quick comparison to the OG H6. Now from the seat post back, it's pretty much the same bike. Same thing up front, from the forks down, the horn, the light, and everything. It's all pretty much the same bike. And of course, it's still got the 750 watt motor, the 35 amp hour battery capacity, the 30 amp controller, all the speed, torque, and attitude of the original, minus a few things. Yeah, they got rid of the folding handlebars, so no pogo stick on this bike. Now, if no folding handlebars bums you out, go check out David Brand New's channel. He's got a solution for you. Now, what you get instead is, in my opinion, a huge improvement. These forks are a little bit different because you get a longer steering stem, so you got about 2.5 inches to play with as far as adjustment. I had to add an extension to the other steering bar to do the BMX bar swap. You won't have to do that on this bike. Then you have even more adjustability with this articulated clamp. I wonder where they came up with that idea. Now at first I was a little iffy about these handlebars. Looked like something that would go with a bike with a banana seat, but they got a really sharp black powder coat and they actually suit the bike well. Now they're almost BMX style, but without the crossbar, you're a little bit limited on space for accessories. I actually have to run my phone mounting my phone sideways. Now in the near future, I will be replacing these bars with more traditional BMX style, but in order to do that, I'm gonna have to score a set of shims to go around here and clamp down onto the smaller diameter of the BMX bars. You could replace the clamp, but this is a really nice piece, so I wouldn't do away with that. For $6, you get a set of shims, you're good to go. Now the switches, levers, and screen are all the same as the old H6 and the new X3. No complaints there, man. It's all real good stuff. Now it also got the same grips from the old H6 and the X3. And if you've seen any of my reviews on these bikes, you know how I feel about them. They're really well made, they're really nice, but they're a little narrow for me. So this is happening. I like a nice wide chunk of rubber. Okay, anyway, moving on down the bike. This is where I ran into a bit of a hiccup. So the brake and shifter cables run all the way through the frame, but they had this wrapped so tight that you couldn't actually fold the bike. So all you have to do is bust off a little bit of this wrap, kind of loosen it up and move it up, and then you have enough slack to fold the bike. They might have addressed that in the production models, but if you have a hard time folding it, there's your problem. Now we get to the lock mechanism. So on the old H6, it was actually tucked under the down tube. On this model, they moved it up here and actually sunk it into the frame, which is cool because maybe it won't get so much cud stuck up into that keyhole. And they moved to this fob style key. That's pretty trick. Now the only thing that bums me out about this is I think it was a missed opportunity. The X3 actually has an off switch and you can pull the key off, totally disabling the battery. Now I understand why they couldn't do that with this because it's a dual battery, but it would have been pretty cool. As for the battery, being able to pull this out of the bike without having to fold the bike is really epic. I really dig that. The mechanism is a little stiff, but it'll work out over time. So the top of this battery is a chunk of frame aluminum. It's insulated fore and aft, has really good tight fitment. I'm not worried about water and crud getting down in there, but if you pull this battery and leave the bike outside, if it rains, you're gonna get a bunch of water down the hatch. So don't do that. There is a pass-through down here where all the cabling comes out of the frame, so if water did get in there, it would drain out probably before it did any damage. But your controller, battery balancer, fuse, all your connections are pretty much crammed in here. So I'd just be real careful about getting any crud down in there. So they did make an improvement on the pass-through for the charging port. You get a nice solid plug. It's rigid yet pliable, so it should last a long time. On the other bikes, we got this soft little awkward nipple. We bitched about it, Wallke listened. As for the cranks, they're the same as the old H6, but they have this really sweet Wallke branding on here. Now, the pedals that come with it, of course, are the all-metal folding pedals. These are really high quality. They're a little on the petite side for me and not very aggressive. So Wallke hooked me up with these anodized aluminum jobs, man, with the studs. They're really nice. They're still a little small for me, but I'm running them. Now, the chainring, on the other hand, kind of a downgrade. Only 48 teeth, as opposed to the 52 tooth job that comes on the original H6. Now, I understand why they did that. There's not a lot of clearance between this folding mechanism and the chainring, but you know me, I gotta push it. So I found this chainring on Amazon for only 26 bucks. It's by a company called Light Pro. It's all one piece CNC'd aluminum, so the ring and the cover are all one piece. I think it looks great, it performs great. I wouldn't go any bigger than 58 tooth though, because I'm really pushing it clearance-wise here, but I love it. Then let's talk about this seat post. At first I thought it was kind of a downgrade, but now I see the wisdom in it. The original H6 had a suspension seat post as well as a regular seat post in case you had a shorter inseam, because the suspension seat post only goes down so far. This H6 step-through was actually designed around people with a shorter inseam, so of course it doesn't come with suspension post because that would run too high. But what they did do was they added this knurled grip to the post, so it's easily adjustable. And you don't have to really wrench down on that clamp. Thanks to the grip, it stays right where you put it, and you don't have to have it super tight. On this one, you really had to kind of crank down on it because it was so smooth. Speaking of suspension, they're both totally the same, and this might be in my imagination, but I think this frame style actually makes the suspension work more efficiently. Okay, obviously I'm no engineer or nothing, I'm just telling y'all what my butt told me. So that frame has more of a lever action on the front forks, right? So you're actually kind of leaving the rear suspension and pushing down. With this one, it's more of a pull of the whole frame. So the weight is balanced a little bit better, so the shocks actually kind of support each other more. This could be totally in my imagination, like I said, but I think this bike is a little bit more cush. So again, that's why not having a suspension seat post on this bike isn't really that big a deal. So that's all I got for y'all tonight. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna keep on riding and rigging and wrecking and reporting on these bikes as much as I possibly can. I'll be doing a lot of mods too, so hopefully y'all come along for the journey. But remember, the most important mod you can do. Can you hear that? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Getting a flat on these things sucks. Yeah, there's a big fat goat head right there. Seriously, y'all, get you some of these. You'll thank me.
Hey babe, have you eaten yet?
Oh yeah, time for a snack. Okay, I can't believe y'all did it, but you stayed till the end of the video, so I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna put that light bulb in my mouth and chew it. Hot. Oh boy. I'm an idiot. I got a little Tony Sauceries though. Make it a little bit better. Okay. It's rubber. Y'all are sick. I love it. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Thanks again for watching, guys. Keep them comments coming. Thanks again to Wallke E-Bikes, to Tannus Armour, to Xnito Helmets, to Caffrey Cyclery in Nampa, and of course my beautiful wife. Seriously, y'all, get you some.
Hey babe, did you eat your chow yet?